Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Happy Friday to everybody out there. We have Kelley Flanagan's hard launch. She has a new boyfriend, a new man in town, and we are going to unearth some things about him. All good, all positive, things that I love. He's an entrepreneur. He's a CEO. He's a top 40 under 40. If you ask me, I'm a top 38 under 38 as far as Bachelor Rush Hour podcast is concerned. We had this story yesterday afternoon. It was late breaking. When we have late breaking stories, they always make their way onto the podcast because that's the last thing we record every single day. So make sure you check that out right now. And we're going to get into the story. Also, it really helps the algorithm. And I mean really helps if you give this video a like. If you hit the like button and subscribe, it lets the YouTube algorithm know that you guys like the channel and they'll promote you more of my content. That's right. You don't always get to see all the videos I make. YouTube just decides who gets to see what. So keep hitting the like button an odd number of times. Bachelor alum Kelley Flanagan reveals new boyfriend after Peter Weber breakup. But wait, there's more. Not only does she reveal new boyfriend, here's the photo, a beautiful photo as we covered this yesterday. He's got nice black wingtip dress shoes. She's got a satin gown, one sleeve open. As you know, we say, if you're trying to get a man, show him a little clavicle, right, ladies? Okay, I don't know. But either way, there they are, and he's looking good. He's got a real nice lines there on the haircut. Very nice lines. Pays attention to detail, which can always help out in the bedroom. So here we are, folks. Let's get into it. It's a family show. Not only did she post this photo, but then we have a statement from her mom, Connie, which I love. I love a lady named Connie, short for Constance. That's my mom's name. Great looking couple, best of the lot. Guy of my dreams for my daughter. Greek. Greek. What else can I ask for? He's a dreamboat. That's my generation describing one great catch. Go get him, Kelley. We're all behind you. 3,396 likes. I'm going to read this statement one more time because it's actually funny the more you read it. If you just imagine a mother saying, great looking couple, best of the lot. Guy of my dreams for my daughter. Greek. What else can I ask for? He's a dreamboat. That's my generation describing one great catch. Go get him, Kelley. We're all behind you. Take him to the fantasy suite, Kelley. So you choose to forego your fantasy suite. Here's an old ring, an old key you can use to go fornicate in the. Okay, we get the point. So either way, I guess she got mom's approval. I guess mom approves here. We love to see it. Now, what does this mean for Pilot Pete? Now, obviously, Kelley and Pete broke up, which it doesn't say much. I don't have the records of what Mrs. Flanagan, Constance over here, has said about Pilot Pete. I don't know if when Kelley posted a photo of Pilot Pete, if she said, pilot. What else can I ask for? He's a dream plane. I don't know. You know what I mean? So either way, Pilot Pete in his job flies planes very high. Ari Raptis here in his job gets people very high. He's an entrepreneur delivering alternative health, buyer-to-buyer supply chain CEO and founder at Teleria Transportation. So he's a drug dealer. But that's a good thing, okay? I'm pro-cannabis, right? And he talks about it actually in a YouTube video here, which we're going to share with you, where they talk about the management of acute opioid withdrawal. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm going to take a quick moment here to promote the good uses of medicinal marijuana. That's right, folks. You got to watch this Hulu miniseries called Dope Sick, starring what's his face? He won best. I always forget his name here. Michael Keaton. He won. I worked with him. I can't remember his name. Birdman. He won best actor for his role in playing a doctor who was overprescribing patients, as everybody was in the opioid epidemic. It's horrible. We're seeing police officers passed out at the wheel. We're seeing moms and dads passed out at the wheel with their kid in the back seat because of their opioid addiction. Drug addicts are not bad humans. They are the product of a society that has chosen profits in the big pharma industry. Don't make me get you going here. Okay? The whole thing has been a unfortunate, toxic result of unfettered capitalism, where the pharmaceutical companies are, just running rampant with their profits, while us Americans are dealing with a real huge problem. And one of the ways out for people is medicinal marijuana. And I know, like someone like my father, who passed away from post-traumatic stress disorder, would have been someone who would have benefited so much from medicinal marijuana, as it has been proven to help out with addictions and also other issues that might exist from PTSD and things like that. So either way, I approve of anybody who's getting into that game. He says, I am a CEO and entrepreneur who was named a top 40 under 40 rising star by Marijuana Venture. With a history of working in logistics and supply chain management, I established Teleria Transportation with the goal of building the optimum logistics system for the evolving needs of the alternative health industry. I got to say this, though. We need to change. We need prison reform. Again, separate issue here, because the fact that I have friends that served hard time in jail because they were selling weed, of course, illegally, and now we can do it in a way that you become a top 40 under 40 in Marijuana Venture. I don't know how hard it is to get featured in Marijuana Venture. Maybe Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast, could become a sponsor of Marijuana Venture. Here's me, Dave Neal, top 38 under 38. Have an edible, and please join us as we podcast here. Okay, at Teleria, which, by the way, rhymes with malaria, so it's kind of a weird name, we provide secure product payment, cash processing, and lab testing transportation for license holders in the Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and East Coast markets. I'm also the founder and CEO of a new proprietary software platform that applies my business-to-business logistics expertise to the business-to-consumer market with Melly Home Delivery. All right, so he's not only a drug dealer just to get high, he's also a consumer. I'm not just, that old hair commercial. I'm not just the CEO. I'm also whatever it goes. You understand. Either way, we're poking fun at this topic here. Why? I don't know. It says he was 30, but this was 3 years ago. So he's actually, not only is he a top 40 under 40, he's a top 40 under 33. According to Raptis, the company now generates $11 million in revenue annually, with Pennsylvania accounting for 35% of those sales. All right, so look, so this was obviously written several years ago, so maybe the company's even doing better. Here's what he had to say.
You're very unique. I haven't heard anybody in this. And as an entrepreneur, that's what gets me going, is hearing about new businesses and hearing about new businesses' success. But what got you into the cannabis industry to begin with?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur by nature. I've created a half a dozen businesses over the past 10 years. Some have succeeded, some have failed, but as an entrepreneur, you always have to take that shot. And with the cannabis industry coming into the Pennsylvania market about 4 years ago, I was passed the basketball by reading articles about how the industry is coming into the state, and I took that ball that was passed to me, and
That's a metaphor. He was passed the basketball is corporate jargon, which means he was given the chance. Okay,
I took that shot, and it wasn't easy starting out, and it was a uphill battle, but.
By the way, do they call the corporate headquarters the joint? Because that would be great if they could. Hey, I'm heading back to the joint to smoke a joint. I don't know.
We scored to the point where we're in multiple markets now.
And by the way, I like his use of the basketball analogy. Are you shooting a triple-double with Kelley Flanagan? What is that? I don't know what that means.
Another reason why we wanted to jump into this cannabis industry is
dunk on that ass. Okay.
To find employment for retired state police and retired law enforcement, and mainly because I have a few relatives that are in the law enforcement industry where they retire so young. They retire at that 45 to 50-year-old age where you can start a whole other career at that point. So I've seen the trend where we wanted to also provide an educational piece for law enforcement for cannabis. So merging the two is kind of why we jumped in head first.
Boy, me and Ari here, it's like we're on the same page. So he's talking about law enforcement and, look, this idea that we live in, that marijuana is bad for you. Now, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't operate a vehicle after eating a Death Star. I understand that. But do you understand how many fights break out at bars because of alcohol, domestic violence? Now, look, I'm not saying domestic violence doesn't happen because of marijuana, but it's certainly more likely to happen because of whiskey. No one's smoking a bunch of weed, hitting their bong, and then going out there and causing a bunch of mayhem. You know what I mean? Anyway.
To this industry.
So
that's a cocaine thing.
Ari, within logistics, what future trends do you see?
You know, a big trend. 80% of all our customers are multi-state operators, and what
all right, so he talks more about the transportation of the weed. He's a drug dealer, folks. Okay, no, I'm not trying to make light of his job here. I'm just trying to show that we live in a world where until we hit some critical mass where politicians and in the greater zeitgeist could understand there, and in this zeitgeist, that weed's not the enemy. I think we're finally realizing that it's got more values than people know. From oils you can place on, joints that don't feel well, to having a little, you want to get better sleep. As you know, we've had an edible company be our sponsor for multiple weeks now. Completely, safe for adults to use. I mean, more so than I was. I've been talking about this pharmaceutical bullshit, but I was on some weird medicine for a few weeks there. Was making me wildly anxious, and I was like, what is this doing to my body? And someone else told me that their husband was on the same medicine and got early onset Parkinson's from it and passed away. It's like, are you kidding me? What is in the pharmaceutical stuff? And I'm not some quack here soaking my crystals, rose quartz, full moon, but what I am saying is, it's like for all of us that, for those of us that believe in God or whatever, it's like he gave us marijuana. Let's use it a little bit. You know what I mean? Anyway, just a thought. So there it is. And that's it, folks. Greek. There he is. He's a dreamboat, baby. And he dresses well. They look fantastic. I mean, this is straight. It's, I'd love to see where this photo shoot goes. But either way, good look for both of them. Kelley's got a catch. They have, and then on the sort of aspect of this conversation here, that is the sort of the planning of a hard launch. We don't take these things lightly, right? This is a big deal. I'm sure Kelley wouldn't hard launch someone that she wasn't head over heels for. Let's just see if she can transport this man down the aisle there, and if they can get to, is it too soon before we start playing the music? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to announce Kelley Flanagan and Ari the Weed Dealer joining hands in holy matrimony. Please pick up your joints. Puff, puff, pass. All right, so there it is. And I mean, when was the last time? We don't have any post of her and Pete, so they're pretty much dunzo. I don't see any posts here. I don't see any comments from the mom, Kelley's sister. I mean, I got to tell you this. I haven't slept on Kelley. I actually like her. I like that she's sort of outgoing and says what she thinks. She's not afraid to be controversial. I like all that stuff about her. But I have to say, the glow up of all time. I mean, it's not that we didn't love Kelley when she was initially on Pete's season and this and that, but she really has come into her own, as they like to say here, and good for her at the right time. Where is this? Dubai? Where the hell is this? It looks like a fake background there, doesn't it? All right. Either way, happy for them, and we'll have to see where it goes. Of course, rooting them on, and hey, by the way, if hey Kelley, let me know if Ari needs a sponsorship. We can get some transportation edibles over here. Send them my way. I don't know if he services California yet, but just have those Pennsylvania crop planes just make a left turn and come out here and just dump it off over here on east to Los Angeles, and we'll be fine. All right, folks. Well, I got more content coming your way. I've actually got a extremely interesting interview happening with a large magazine. One of the biggest magazines that I think still exists in North America is calling me right after this to have a conversation about The Bachelor. I'm going to discuss that right afterwards on Patreon. If you want to listen to who it is, who knows? Maybe I won't even make the air. Maybe I'm just overselling this. But patreon.com/Dave Neal if you want the insider tea. That's where it'll be. I'll be back. And again, don't forget, afternoon, Bachelor Rush Hour. We have a special interview today with Two Black Girls, One Podcast. They are on the show today. It's a fantastic convo. You're going to love it. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.